Here we have that 20 out of the 50 states spend more than 50% of their state park and recreation areas revenue on keeping the state park operable. Now that meaning that just whatever they bring in admissions and parking, they spend over 50% of that. That is the 20 out of the 50 states. The other 30 spend less than that. So we're told that there's a survey of 10 states which is to be conducted next year to see if anything has changed. And I guess we're going to assume that, well, as long as they haven't, what would we be able to expect? The first question is asking us, in how many ways can 10 states be selected for the survey? Well, what are we going to do? We're going to select 10 states out of the total of 50, hopefully in some random fashion. Doesn't matter in which order the states are surveyed, probably not. So that means we're going to use a combination. We're going to take 10 states out of all 50 to give us, come over here and do 50, math, probability, choose 10, and that gives us a very, very, very large number. So we get, I'll just summarize this, which is approximately 1.027 times, so recall that the little e means that that's times 10 to the power of 10 in this case. So 10 to the power of 10. So it's a very, very, very large number. It's in the billions. It's about just over 10 billion. And so what we'll do is we'll actually come back and reference this number a little bit later. So what I'm actually going to do is, so that I don't lose any rounding here, I am going to actually store this answer. So notice what I've done. I've just hit the store button, and I'm going to store that in a letter name. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put it in, as you can see here, letter A. Hit enter, and all that does is now, if I ever go back and reference letter A, it has that number stored in it. So it's kind of a placeholder so that we don't have to mess with too much rounding. Okay, in part B, we want to know in how many ways can 10 states be drawn so that all 10 are operating on more than 50% of their state park and recreation areas revenue. Well, we know that there are 20 states, so there are 20 states, and of those we're going to select 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of these, in other words, in how many different ways can I sample 10 from the total of 20? Well, since it doesn't matter which of those 10 are selected from the 20 particular states, again, we're going to use a combination, choose 10 from the 20, and this should be a fairly smaller number. Let's see what happened here. So we'll do 20, math, choose 10, and that gives us 184,756. 184,756. Now you can go ahead and store this number as well if you'd like, but since we're going to be working on this number next, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here. We want to know, what is the probability that all 10 of the states drawn are operating on more than 50% of their state park and recreation areas revenue? Well, the number of states that are doing that, or the number of ways we can get 10 out of the 20 that are doing that, is 184,756 out of the total number of ways to draw 10 states from 50, which is this big nasty number here. And I'm going to actually put an equal sign here, because what I'm going to do is take my answer, so all I hit is the divided by button, take the answer here and divide that by the number that's stored inside A. Now, we get a very, very small number in this case because you can see the exponent is negative. So that's 1.7, we'll round it to 1.80 times 10 to the negative 5th power. So basically that means move the decimal place over 5 units to the left, and we get 0.000180. So about 0.00180% chance of this happening.